In a span of 6 years since 2016, there were already 64 banks closed. What will happen to my money in the bank? Will I lose all of it? What's the role of PDIC? What should I do when my bank is closed down? Do I have to file a claim to get my money? We will answer all these questions and more. Hi, I'm Lovire Rivelo and welcome to our discussion on PDIC or Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation. These are the mandates and function of PDIC. Did you know that PDIC has three functions and mandates? Number one, deposit insurance. Number two, examination and resolution. And number three, receivership and liquidation. PDIC is a government instrumentality created in 1963 by virtue of Republic Act 3591 to ensure the deposits of all banks. PDIC exists to protect depositors by providing deposit insurance coverage for the depositing public and help promote financial stability. Consistent with its public policy objectives, the PDIC has the following mandates. First, deposit insurance. The PDIC provides a maximum deposit insurance coverage of 500,000 pesos per depositor per bank. To pay insured deposits, the PDIC builds up the deposit insurance fund primarily through assessments of member banks at an annual flat rate of 1/5 of 1% of their total deposit liabilities. Second, examination and resolution. The PDIC works closely with the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to help maintain stability in the banking system. PDIC is authorized to issue regulations to implement its charter, conduct bank examinations and investigations to assess financial safety and soundness of banks and their adherence to banking and deposit insurance rules and regulations, and extend financial assistance to eligible distressed. Third, receivership and liquidation. The PDIC is the statutory receiver and liquidator of closed banks. Upon order of the Monetary Board of the BSP, PDIC takes over closed banks, administers their assets, records and affairs, and manages and preserves these assets for the benefit of the closed bank's creditors. Under RA 10846 or the amended PDIC Charter, a closed bank transitions seamlessly from closure to liquidation, enabling PDIC to dispose and distribute assets and settle claims of creditors in accordance with the preference and concurrence of creditors or credits as provided by the Civil Code of the Philippines. Will I lose all my money in the bank if my bank is closed down? The answer is no. You can claim all or a portion of your money. Your money in the bank up to 500,000 pesos is insured by the Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation or PDIC. If you didn't participate in any illegal bank activity to fill up your account is insured up to 500,000 pesos. All valid accounts in licensed banks in the Philippines, including foreign currency deposit accounts and valid accounts in branches or subsidiaries of foreign banks, are covered by the PDIC deposit insurance. What should I do when my bank is closed down? Read the notice to depositors about your failed bank on the PDIC website, newspapers, or at your bank's premises. You can also check updates on the official Facebook page of the PDIC. Do I have to file a claim to get my money? For those with 100,000 pesos or less in the bank, if your total deposit with the failed bank is 100,000 pesos or less, take note, 100,000 pesos or less, you will not need to file your claim. Your check will be mailed to you in the form of a postal money order. PDIC will use your address found in the bank's records or in the mailing address update form that you send to PDIC prior to address update deadline. But if you are a borrower, co-borrower, or a spouse of a borrower, or if your contact details are not updated, or if your account is maintained as a business entity you need to contact the bank or attend the scheduled PDIC meeting at the bank premises or the scheduled online meeting as announced on posters in the bank premises. For those with more than 100,000 pesos in the bank, you need to know instructions from the PDIC specific to your failed bank. Take note of the following. You only have 2 years to file your claims. 2 years, starting from the date of PDIC's takeover of your bank, and after 2 years have passed, your claim will no longer be accepted. You can file your claim by one of three ways. First, file outside on-site within a period of time as scheduled by PDIC. Second, file at the PDIC office in Makati during office hours on business days. Third, mail your claim to the PDIC office in Makati. Prepare your proofs of deposit passbook, ATM card, certificates of time deposit, bank statement used or unused checks, loan agreements, loan statements, loan payment receipts, etc. Prepare at least two valid IDs, driver's license, SSS or GSIS ID, senior citizens ID, passport, voter's ID, PRC ID, Siemens ID, OWA, OFW ID, alien certificate of registration ID. For claimants who did not sign their bank records, prepare a notarized special power of attorney or SPA. For minors, the SPA must be executed by the parent. For depositors less than 18 years old, prepare a photocopy of your birth certificate and valid ID of your father or mother. For those filing through mail, download the PDIC claim form, accomplish, sign, and notarize the form. Make sure your signature on the claim form is similar to your signature in the bank records and on the IDs you will present.
I have two accounts in my bank. Are my bank accounts covered up to 1 million pesos?
The answer is sad to say no. If you have more than one account or more than one type of deposit account in your branch, savings deposit, time deposit, demand deposit, interest for you deposit, or have accounts in other branches of your bank, these will be added together for coverage computation. But the PDIC will cover only up to 500,000 pesos. If you have a joint account in the same bank, you and your co-account owner can make another claim, a separate claim as it's co-owned by you and another person. It's covered separately up to 500,000 pesos.
Are there accounts or cards not covered by PDIC deposit insurance?
The answer is yes, there are. The following accounts and cards are not insured. Number one, cash cards. Number two, electronic reloadable cards. Number three, Visa or MasterCard prepaid or debit cards, which are not savings accounts. And then next we have investment products such as bonds, securities, and trust accounts. Deposit accounts, which are unfunded or fraudulent. And the last is deposit accounts determined to contain money from unsound banking practices or from unlawful activities as defined by the anti-money laundering law.
For more questions about PDIC, you can contact them on these numbers.